We are Kyla and Louie, and we are DIY building our house on the back of a 1988 Unimog, showing you everything that we do. What could go wrong, right? The goal is simple: build our dream house doing as much of it ourselves as we can, meet some awesome people on the way, and have a lifetime full of adventures. So join us for it. It's going to be out the gate. Episode 4 of our DIY truck build, and today we're having a look at Louie building a wall, building a little shower unit, and then also starting our seat framing, which is so exciting. Looks like Louie's getting straight into it, so we will too. First he's going to glue down a piece of wood as well as screw it down, and then from there he can start to make the framing. This wall is the wall that separates our little shower toilet area, and it also is one of the walls to a cupboard, and you'll see us put the cupboard up with the curved edge, which looks really cool. Alright, while we have a little break of Louie doing his thing, we have got 4 weeks until we move up north. Are we expecting to get the truck done? No. Are we expecting for it to be in somewhat of a livable condition? Yes. So you can expect to see a lot of visual progress in the up and coming weeks. Alright, back to the wall. So the bottom plate is already fixed down. The top plate has already got these studs connected to them. So now that he has got the top plate into position, using a bit of glue as well, he is going to use the studs and just get the studs into position by gently kicking them in and getting them into position. Once the studs are in place, Louie is just screwing them in, and then on to the next. So as well as doing this wall and the shower, we're also doing a pull-out toilet. So that's what Louie's doing here. He's not having a rest, although he does deserve one. But we're going to have our toilet on a bit of a pull-out drawer or ledge. But we're going to see a little bit more of that later. First we have to finish the wall and then do the bottom of the shower. The wall framing is up, we're moving into the shower. Louie has cut some angled fillets with approximately 30mm fall over 900mm fall. This won't be the base of our shower, i.e. the thing that we stand on when we have a shower, but it will be what the water falls into. So having that angle is going to help direct the water into the hole or pipe which is sitting at the bottom of the fillets. It's about 8 p.m. that night, and it was time for me, Kyla, to grab some dinner, bring it over to Louie, and see what he has got up to.
Video. Supplies.
Quick dinner break done, and Louie's back into it. He is cutting some 19mm treated ply and putting it on top of the fillets we've just put down. And his saw kept fucking out too. Time to cut a hole into the shower base, where eventually Louie is going to hook up a wastewater pipe into a wastewater tank. Alright, that was the end of day 1, moving into the very next day, day 2 of hard mucking. The next day, Louie decided to tackle the job of adding the wall to our curved wall. Now this is going to be a great feature into the truck, and to be fair, it was my idea. I am obsessed with curved walls at the moment, and no corners, no sharp angles. Thankfully, Louis is a master on the tools and he could get that done for me. How did Louis bend the ply for the curved wall? Well, Louis put some adhesive on the back to bond it, and then he nailed the ply onto the studs with his brad gun, but that wasn't really holding it, so he ended up having to screw the ply into the studs, which creates a bigger hole for us to patch up, but we're going to be painting the wall anyway, so it doesn't matter if the holes are a little bit bigger, we can just cover it with paint as long as the plywood stayed on. As you can see, it was a pretty challenging task, but I'm very happy with the end results. Side note from Louis, mark the studs on the ply before trying to bend it is going to make your life a lot easier. Alright, I promised you we'd talk about our toilet, so here we go. We looked online for a compostable toilet. They were like $1,200 on sale, and even then there were those white ones that didn't look the best. And so Louis thought, you know what, I could do it for cheaper. And that's what he did. So the slides, he bought them for $75, I think total, and each of them can hold up to 80 kgs. It's 160 kg, as long as Louis and I stay off the pies will be good. The diverter, which is the thing that sits in the middle that separates the poos and the peas, was $195 off Trade Me. The seat and lid he got for $65, and the wood offcuts were actually cut-offs or leftovers from the curved wall. That's actually what took the longest, so that took 3 days in the pouring rain using the ratchet straps to curve it, but the end result was totally worth it. To actually build the toilet itself, it took Louis about 5 to 6 hours of manual labour, so in total it's cost us $355 so far. We still need to varnish it and do some little bits and bobs to make it look pretty, but all in all, way cheaper than $1,200 or $1,700 was the one that we like the look of. And that was the end of day 2. Let's see what we've got in store for day 3. Day 3 of hard mahi, and what do you know? More cutting, more DIY building. Today, Louis decided to tackle our U-shaped seating that we're going to have on the back of the truck, and above that is going to be our bed. Louis decided to use aluminium for our seat base because it's easy to use, he's used it before, and it is strong. The aluminium we are using is 25 by 25 box aluminium, and to make the joints stronger, Louis applied glue to the inside of the box section and then pushed the black joints inside. Kind of like those building blocks that I remember back in, I don't know, preschool. Does anyone else remember those? I feel like Louis would have played with those all the time, and then boom, he's grown up and he's still playing with them. The seat base is starting to take shape. All we have to do now is the rounded corners for the edge, because Kyla loves her rounded corners. You know how Louis is like such a busy man? Well, he was so busy that he couldn't even come to the laptop and do this voice recording, so he ended up doing it on his phone and then sending it to me. So here we go.
I couldn't think of a way to get the wooden rounded corners to match up with the aluminium because we didn't have a set box corner for it. So what I did was I ripped some timber down and actually infilled the 25 by 25 mil box section with timber. So that gave me something to screw to.
Alright, the seating frame is half done. Louis decided to get cracking into our crawl through. So the reason why we wanted the crawl through is safety. I wanted one. Kyla, I wanted it for safety in case we ever needed to go from the box, crawl through, start the truck and then shift off. And it actually worked out really well. We could just take out one of the windows, the left passenger side window of the Unimog cab, and then drill a hole through our box, and they will hopefully should line up, which means we have a nice crawl through. The crawl through enters through our shower. We just have to make sure that we waterproof the entrance. We're not going to be using the crawl through all the time, so we're not going to need to be using the door all the time. But again, it's just for safety, something that we can have in case we ever need to shoot off from the box into the cab and quick as. Louis is using his trusty skill saw to cut the fiberglass, and he's got his dust extraction setup going on with his mask to make sure he doesn't get any fiberglass into his lungs, because that would not be ideal. Louis is definitely not scared to cut holes into our box, but now the fun part is to see if the hole he cut lines up with the window. And it does! Great result, as that would have been an expensive mistake to make. And now we've got a crawl through hole. Now I know what you're thinking, can Louis even fit in that? Well, we're about to find out. That is the end of today's episode 4. Next up, episode 5, it's all going to be about the shower. We're going to be putting in the panels, waterproofing it, and putting in all the beautiful bronze fixtures. Plus more DIY building. We've still got to get the bed framing done, the kitchen, cabinets and everything, so it's all go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. See you on the next one. Bye!